Summary of Icebreaker, a novel written by Hannah Grace. Chapter 1. In the bustling world of competitive figure skating at the University of California, Maple Hills, Anastasia, affectionately known as Stas, finds herself navigating the delicate balance between her passion for the ice and the challenges that accompany it. The narrative unfolds against the backdrop of a university rink, where Stas faces the demanding presence of her coach, Aubrey Brady. The story opens with Stas nursing a hangover, the remnants of a night out that sent her on a journey through the pits of hell. The throbbing in her head serves as a prelude to the looming challenges of the day, intense training sessions under the watchful eye of Coach Brady. Stas, with a dry sense of humor, contemplates the possibility of her coach being a Soviet spy, finding amusement in the imagined scenarios of espionage. Coach Brady, an enigmatic figure with a history steeped in figure skating glory, adds an air of mystery to the narrative. Stas's playful theory about her coach being a spy is woven into the fabric of the story, offering moments of levity amidst the pressures of training. Despite the coach's graying hair and tightly pulled back bun, she moves with a grace that defies the loudness of her commands. Stas's partner in the figure skating arena is Aaron Carlisle, the university's star male figure skater. Their partnership, now in its third year, is marked by a shared commitment to excellence and the consistent challenges presented by Coach Brady. The camaraderie between Stas and Aaron becomes a cornerstone of the narrative, providing a respite from the intensity of training. The central goal of Stas's figure skating journey is the mastery of the quadruple Lutz, a move that has proven elusive despite her persistent efforts. The narrative delves into the intricacies of figure skating, exploring the physical and mental demands of perfecting a challenging routine. Stas's internal monologue reflects the dedication required in a sport that demands precision and unwavering focus. As Stas and Aaron glide across the ice to the soothing strains of Clair de Lune, Coach Brady's critical eye is ever present. The coach's demands for perfection create a palpable tension, and Stas's attempts to suppress her annoyance become a recurring theme. Aaron's playful teasing adds a touch of humor to the narrative, revealing the intricacies of their partnership on and off the ice. Beyond the competitive arena, Stas's personal life takes center stage. Her casual relationship with Ryan Rothwell, the university's basketball team captain, adds a layer of complexity to her character. Stas's interactions with Ryan provide a contrast to the disciplined world of figure skating, offering glimpses into the challenges of balancing personal relationships with athletic pursuits. Stas's roommates, Lola and Aaron, contribute to the narrative's rich tapestry of characters. Lola, with her fiery personality, injects humor into the storyline, particularly as she vents her frustration over not securing a desired role in a performance. The interactions among Stas, Lola, and Aaron showcase the complexities of living with contrasting personalities. As the narrative builds towards a climax, Stas faces Coach Brady's critique about the elusive quadruple Lutz. The coach's demand for perfection becomes more pronounced, and Stas navigates the fine line between dedication and the fear of failure. The pressure intensifies, mirroring the struggles that athletes often face in their pursuit of excellence. Beyond the ice rink, Stas's relationships continue to evolve. Her rendezvous with Ryan Rothwell adds a layer of emotional depth to the narrative, portraying the challenges of balancing personal and professional aspirations. The dynamics among Stas, Aaron, Lola, and Coach Brady intertwine, creating a nuanced portrayal of interconnected lives in the competitive world of Maple Hills. In this multifaceted narrative, the pursuit of excellence in figure skating serves as a metaphor for Stas's broader journey, a journey marked by humor, camaraderie, internal struggles, and the complexities of personal relationships. As the story unfolds, readers are invited to immerse themselves in the captivating world of Maple Hills, where the ice holds both the promise of triumph and the fear of falling. Chapter 2. Nate Hawkins woke up with a throbbing headache and a sinking feeling in his stomach. The events of the previous night's party had left him in a state of disarray. He gently untangled himself from the slumbering Kitty Vincent, the woman whose name he had struggled to remember when he first woke up. The room, adorned with remnants of the wild party, told a tale of excess and recklessness. Kitty's presence in his bed was a jigsaw puzzle of blurred memories and hazy recollections. As he unraveled himself from her grip, he couldn't help but notice the extravagant details, the long golden blonde hair, fake nails, Cartier rings, and a Rolex strapped to her wrist. Nate's mind raced as he tried to piece together the series of events that led to this moment. The night had started innocently enough with an invitation to a party hosted by Benji Harding, a persuasive friend and fellow basketball player. The allure of a night out, away from the responsibilities of captaincy and the pressures of academics, had proven too tempting to resist. However, now, in the aftermath of the revelry, Nate questioned the wisdom of succumbing to the peer pressure exerted by Benji and the basketball guys. Despite his love for throwing parties, Nate found solace in the quietude of his home. Returning to a space devoid of other people's mess had always been a source of comfort. Yet, the allure of the party, the thrill of the crowd, and the promise of a night filled with God knows what had led him away from the tranquility he cherished. As he contemplated the events leading to this unexpected morning, Nate's internal dialogue wavered between self-blame and a sober acknowledgement of his susceptibility to the charms of social persuasion. He knew the night had taken a wild turn, but the extent of it was yet to be fully unraveled. In the midst of his musings, Nate's attention was drawn to Kitty, who, despite the aftermath of their night together, still emitted an aura of opulence. Her peaceful slumber was a stark contrast to the chaos that unfolded within Nate's mind. Strands of her golden blonde hair draped over his shoulder, a reminder of the tangled mess of emotions and consequences they were now both entwined in. A sudden movement and a displeased voice snapped Nate out of his contemplation. Kitty, now awake, expressed her annoyance at the early morning disturbance. As the reality of the situation settled in, Nate realized that this was more than just a hangover. It was the aftermath of a night filled with questionable choices and unforeseen consequences. "Why are you staring at me, Nate?" Kitty's eyes opened, and she fixed him with a look that could disintegrate even the strongest of wills. The conflicting emotions within Nate, regret, surprise, and a hint of recognition, danced in his eyes. "I'm shocked, Kit. Don't remember how this happened," Nate admitted, his voice laced with uncertainty. Kitty, with a mixture of irritation and nonchalance, reminded him of their shared history. She was a representation of the wealthy, entitled girls with daddy's credit card that populated the University of California, Maple Hills, UCMH, a subspecies of women Nate had become an unwitting expert on. His expertise, however, did not extend to Kitty until this unexpected encounter. Despite her visually striking appearance, Kitty was, in Nate's eyes, an absolute terrible human being. Their interactions had been limited to a flirtatious dance of avoidance until that fateful night. As he attempted to navigate the awkward post-coital conversation, Nate couldn't shake the realization that he had crossed a line, one he had never intended to cross. As Kitty snapped back at him, pushing herself to lean against the headboard, Nate couldn't escape the impending confrontation. The dynamics between them had shifted, and Nate found himself grappling with a situation he had actively avoided, getting involved with someone he deemed incompatible with his principles. The conversation between Nate and Kitty oscillated between awkward exchanges and sharp retorts. The tension in the room, thick with unspoken regret, hovered around them. Nate, attempting to be polite and maintain a semblance of control, asked if Kitty needed anything. The reply, laced with sarcasm and disdain, hinted at the underlying complexities of their unexpected liaison. It became apparent that Kitty was not the only one harboring secrets. Nate, struggling to recall the events leading to their tryst, admitted to the haziness of his memory. The fragments he could piece together included rejection from Summer Castillo West, a failed attempt to get her number, and a game of beer pong with Danny Adelique. "Oh shit. Wait, aren't you dating Danny?" Nate's attempt to clarify the situation only added another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. The revelation of Kitty's recent breakup with Danny added an unexpected twist, compounding Nate's internal conflict. Amidst the awkward exchanges and unexpected revelations, Nate's internal monologue wrestled with the conflicting facets of his character. The common-sense part of his brain urged him to face the consequences head-on, to roll over and confront the reality lying beside him. Yet, another part, informed by past experiences of dealing with the aftermath of drunken escapades, reminded him of the potential pitfalls of confronting the unknown. Nate, reluctantly, rolled over to confirm his worst fear, that he had indeed engaged in a night of passion with Kitty Vincent. The visual contrast between her serene sleeping visage and the raging personality he knew her to be added another layer of complexity to the situation. The morning, which had started with the disconcerting discovery of Kitty in his bed, took an even more unexpected turn as their conversation unfolded. Kitty, seemingly unbothered by the predicament, exhibited a calm exterior that belied the storm of emotions within. As she dressed and prepared to leave, she requested an Uber, but not just any Uber, an executive one to shield her from the potential shame of being seen leaving Nate's residence. Relieved by the prospect of Kitty's departure, Nate agreed to her request, thankful for the chance to be rid of this unexpected entanglement. However, Kitty, with a final disinterested glance over her shoulder, left Nate to contend with the aftermath of their night together. Once the bathroom door slammed shut and the sound of the shower masked his actions, Nate allowed himself a moment of raw frustration. He screamed into his pillow, a muffled expression of the turmoil brewing within him. The tangled mess of emotions, regrets, and unanswered questions threatened to consume him as he grappled with the consequences of the night's events. The narrative shifted to Nate standing at the front door, watching Kitty climb into her Uber, an executive one, as per her demanding request. The shame associated with being seen leaving Nate's residence fueled her insistence on a higher-tiered transportation option. Nate, now alone with his thoughts, ran a hand through his hair, reflecting on the unexpected turn of events and the repercussions he now faced. The story pivoted to a broader perspective, zooming out from Nate's immediate predicament to the overarching theme of promises made and broken. Nate's internal dialogue revisited the resolutions he had proclaimed at the beginning of senior year, promises of a different, more responsible approach to his final year at UCMH. The narrative delved into Nate's inner struggles, exploring the conflict between his desires for a carefree college experience and the responsibilities that came with being a team captain. The complexity of Nate's character unfolded as he grappled with the expectations placed on him, both by himself and those around him. The scene transitioned to a flashback of Nate's drive back to California from Colorado with his best friend Robbie. The road trip, fueled by coffee and conversations, had set the tone for Nate's aspirations for senior year. The determination to make this year different, to break free from the patterns of the past, echoed in his mind. Yet, the reality painted a different picture. 3 weeks into the school year, Nate found himself succumbing to the same temptations and pitfalls. The promises of change and growth had given way to a night of chaos, leaving Nate questioning his ability to break free from the cycle of his own actions. The narrative returned to the present as Nate, grappling with the aftermath of Kitty's departure, found solace in the company of his roommates, Robbie, JJ, and Henry. The banter and teasing, while light-hearted on the surface, underscored the gravity of the situation Nate now faced. The story shifted gears, introducing the impending meeting with Coach Faulkner and the hockey team's reckoning for the destruction of the hockey rink. The consequences of their actions loomed large, threatening not only their hockey careers but also the reputation of the entire team. The narrative delved into the dynamics of Nate's relationship with his roommates and the camaraderie that had defined their college experience. The supportive yet teasing interactions portrayed the complexities of friendship and the shared responsibilities that came with being part of a team. As the characters prepared for the meeting with Coach Faulkner, the tension in the room mirrored the weight of the impending consequences. The scene transitioned to the meeting room, with Coach Faulkner addressing the team with a stern expression and a disappointed tone. The coach's words echoed in Nate's mind, emphasizing the gravity of their actions and the potential repercussions for their hockey careers. The narrative, now unfolding in a heightened state of tension, introduced the director of the school, a figure of authority whose disapproval added another layer to the impending crisis. The accusations of